Hello there, it is your favorite mental health physician, advocate, and coach. Today on Finding Optimal Wellness with Dr. May, I'll be speaking on smiling depression. Smiling depression is a term for someone living with depression on the inside while appearing perfectly happy or content on the outside. People with smiling depression usually put on a facade, sometimes to look strong and other times to conceal something wrong. On the inside, however, they will be experiencing the distressful symptoms of depression. We have tendencies to cover our emotions, and this is the possible end of it. You may think depression makes people hide under the covers and cry a lot, but in reality, everyone experiences depression in a different way. Some people might not even realize that they are depressed, especially if they are getting through daily lives with a smile. This effect is often referred as smiling depression. Depression affects everyone differently and has a variety of symptoms, the most distinguished being deep, prolonged sadness. We're talking about sadness of not a day or two, but sadness that has been ongoing for a minimum of 2 weeks. Other classical symptoms include changing appetite, weight and sleep, fatigue or lethargy, feeling of hopelessness, lack of self-esteem and low self-worth, loss of interest or pleasure in doing things that were once enjoyable. In fact, we also have another very important symptom, which is low energy level. Or someone with smiling depression may experience some or all of the symptoms that I've just mentioned above. But in public, these symptoms will be mostly, if not completely, absent. To someone looking from the outside, a person with smiling depression might look like an active, high-functioning individual. Sometimes, this person can also be holding down a steady job with a healthy family and social life. In other cases, it's the person appearing cheerful, optimistic, and generally happy. If you're experiencing depression, yet continue to smile and put up this facade, you may feel, number one, like showing signs of depression would be a sign of weakness. Because we're talking about smiling depression here. So what are you showing people? You are telling yourself, if I show these signs of depression, to be a sign of weakness. Number two, like you would burden anyone by expressing your true feelings. That is not true. You've not expressed yourself. People are just assuming that you are okay, everything is going on well. That you don't have depression at all because you are, what we say in quote, fine. That others have it worse. So what do you have to complain about? Like I said, don't compare. You're dealing with an issue. Face it, ask for help, and deal with it. And number five, that the world will be off without you. A typical depressive symptom is having incredibly low energy and finding it hard to even make it out of bed in the morning. In smiling depression, energy levels may not be affected except when a person is alone. Because of this, the risk of suicide may be higher with people with smiling depression. People with major depression sometimes feel suicidal, but many don't have the energy to act on these thoughts. But someone with smiling depression might have the energy and motivation to follow through. And at this point in time, you may want to now know, what can you make me to have smiling depression? You'll be talking about this smiling depression and how people can act in the public and how you can view people. These are some of the reasons or causes that people can have smiling depression. Struggle with negative thoughts, feeling of emptiness, there's emotional numbness, self-critical behaviors, and of course, high expectations that are usually unmet. And what's the way forward? First rule is acknowledge your feelings. Embrace them. Be in the moment. Name those feelings. Observe them. Investigate what is going on, within you with kindness and nip it on board that I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling lonely, I'm feeling this. Acknowledge those feelings. Number two, value yourself. understand you, put value on yourself so that it can help you, ask for help, find ways out, deal with whatever you are dealing with and heal. Number three, nurture your self-esteem. We're talking about solutions now dealing with, smiling depression. Nurturing your self-esteem is very important in this. And let's not forget, smiling depression is not a World Health Organization diagnosis, whether in the DSM-5 or ICD-10. It's not a clinical diagnosis. It's clinical depression that is a diagnosis under the mood disorders. So smiling depression is a word we normally use when people feel the way they feel inside, but they show it outside and people view it like their life is going on well. A fake smile may fool the crowd, but it never eases pain. If you know or you yourself, you experience these symptoms I talked about regarding smiling depression, seek help today because help is available. Until next time, remember it's a bad day, not a bad life. Live intentionally.